Hi everybody. So last week in our lesson, or in our last lesson, what I asked you to do is create a list of different ways that an artist or someone can represent environments or plants. So today, we are actually going to explore how other Saskatchewan artists represent environments and plants. So we're going to look at their medium, which is the way that they're showing their art. And I'll explain that later once we're looking at it. And we're going to look at the different environments or the different plants that are represented. So I'm sharing my screen with you so you will be exploring with me. And we are going to be looking at this website together. And then afterwards with a parent, you're welcome to explore the different aspects of this website together and maybe look deeper into the pieces of art that we will only be quickly looking at. So I am on www.artsas.ca, and here I'm on the home page, and now I'm going to click on themes, which is right here. And this is going to allow us to look at a specific theme or subject or area, and so that will be good. So we're going to go through, and the first one I'd like for us to look at today is Earth, Science, and Art. So we're going to click on that. And on this page, it's very easy to navigate and go through. So you'll see pictures to the left, and then to the right, on top, you'll see the name of the artist, and on the bottom, you'll see the title or the name of the art piece. So we're going to look at things that have to do with environment, and we're going to also look at themes that address plants. So here we have Slice of Earth. I don't think that that's going to be really looking at our environment, a specific environment, other than the Earth as a whole. So we're not going to look at that one. Here, if you look at the name, it says Ralph, Saskatchewan. So we'll see if that's an environment. And Ralph, Saskatchewan is actually a place. So I'm hoping that this picture will actually show us a specific environment. So I'm going to scroll down. The image takes a little bit to load, and there it is. So here's the picture. And if you've ever been in an airplane before and you look out of the window after it's taken off, you'll often see this in Saskatchewan. So we can zoom in and look at that. So that's really cool. Right here would be like a path or, I don't know, some type of road. And you can drag the picture around with your mouse to take a look at all the different areas of the picture. And then you can zoom out to kind of see the whole picture and drag it back up and see it. So this is definitely what you see when you're looking out of the airplane window and there's still some sunlight out, and you can see the ground, and this is different fields. So that's really cool. And if you look here, where the red rectangle is, it says cut line. And this gives us information about the actual piece. It doesn't tell us why the artist chose this. That's here. And it tells you about the artwork and a little bit about Marcia Deluchery, who would be the artist. But today we're just going to be looking specifically at what medium the artist would have used. So how did she create this work, and how she represented it. So it also tells you the date it was created. So this one was in 1980, and the medium right here is screen print. So this one was printed. So that's really cool. So there's one medium. There's one way that an artist can represent an environment. So here they're showing a Saskatchewan field, which is, but from a really high up view, because you wouldn't see this if you were standing in the field and just looking down. So that's really cool. Now let's go and explore other ones. We're just going to click back, scroll down. Here we have Manitou Beach, and that's another place. So let's take a look at this one and see how it's different. There we go. So this one looks very different in comparison to the other one. It looks like a picture almost, but you can tell it's not a picture. So let's zoom in. Look at the different textures that you see and the different shadowing. So that's really cool. And you can kind of see that it is, excuse me, that it's on a canvas. So that tells us something. And we're going to zoom out. And this piece is by Ernest Luthi. And let's look at the cut line box. So this little red box here. So medium, that's the one we're looking at, right? Oil on board. So this one, the artist would have used some type of oil, so maybe an oil pastel or an oil-based paint to create this artwork. So that's really cool. There's another medium. And this one is obviously a different view as well. We're not looking at it from above. They might be on some type of hill, as you can see the dip into the water, but this is a very different point of view from the other piece of art. Let's go back. Foot of Niagara. So this is definitely not in Saskatchewan. It's probably the Niagara Falls. And this is the bottom of the Niagara Falls. So again, you see a lot more texture with this one. It doesn't look like a flat picture like the very first one, which was a print. Let's zoom in. See the different textures here? And not all mediums can accomplish this. So we know at this part that there's definitely a different medium used. It's not printed. So we'll zoom back out. And let's look at the cut line. So this one was created by Henry Martin, and it's watercolor on paper. That's very cool. So watercolor now, a different medium. And a very different view and a different place as well. Let's go back. Icefield / Glacier Suite. Oh, this is very different as well. Let's take a look at this one. Oh, so do you see any texture in this one right away? Let's zoom in. We don't see very many textures. So this one has a flat surface. This one's by Tony Only, and you can tell it's a glacier. And the medium is silkscreen print on paper. So this one's on a piece of paper, so it's very flat, no texture to it at all. That one's cool too. So we've seen 4 different kinds now. 4 different mediums. Let's go to Wheatfield and Cooley near Indian Head. So that's in Saskatchewan. We're back in Saskatchewan. Oh, look at how cool this one is. So this one is a more abstract piece. And the medium used here is oil on canvas. So this one is similar. This one's using the same, oh, oops, zoom in. This one is the same as one of the previous ones we saw, but very different techniques. And here you can tell it's wheat fields. Very cool. So if we look at all 4 pictures and compare the 4 images that we've seen and the 4 pieces that we've seen, they're very different from one another. So that shows us that you can use various different approaches to art, but also different textures. Penny's Cove, number 3. So this is a small fishing community, so Peggy's Cove, I think I said Penny's, fishing community south of Halifax, Nova Scotia, so that's not here. So let's see, man, I don't know what this is. That's pretty cool. I think this is a picture. Oh, it says black and white photograph. So this was taken of somewhere on the cove. And I will let you go back and explore later and read with your parents or on your own here. With their permission, you're going to take a look and see, what is that? What did Joan Rankin really look at? I'm curious too, but here is another medium, black and white photograph. So again, another way to represent a different environment. Let's see if we can go find plants now. Let's see any plants in here. We've looked at different environments. Environmental matters. Let's see if there's any plants in this one. Let's look at the name. Here we go. Rock climbers meet with naturalists on residential parquet. I see trees, I think, in this picture, so let's take a look. Oh, there's definitely trees and plants represented, but they're taken over by something else. And I think there's a message in this one, obviously. And this one's oil on canvas. Go back. See if there's something more about plants here. Let's go back. Homelands, maybe there's going to be something here. No. Isolation and landscape, perhaps. Oh, here we go. Some trees. What are they? Oh, so this is an image of something. So obviously a picture had to be taken because this is a very different medium. Let's take a look. So this artist actually recreated something, actually created something that you can see. So it would be like a 3D image that you can see in person. So it says here, a small fragile landscape is displayed under glass. Here the artist, who is Douglas Walker, used painted wood, glass, and mixed media, so different things to create this landscape. So that's really cool. Look at that, there's a lot of trees in here too. So another medium that's used. So these people were very creative and used various different ways. So it tells you that, you know, you can use different ways to represent what it is that you want to represent. So not too many things that you see with specifically plants yet, but that's okay. So there's some exploring. You can look at so many different art pieces. This one's regional identity. Look at that. Very different, right? And that's art. You're sending a message with it, or you're showing something, you're capturing something. So there it is. We've explored a little bit together. You can even look at themes through here too. If you just want to click on the word rather than clicking on the image, you can look at specific artists. There's even videos. I've gone through and looked at some of these. It just tells you a little bit about the artist and how they've come up with their work. So that's something that's interesting. And so yeah, this is something that you can explore with a parent afterwards with their permission, and you can go through it together to see if you can find other mediums that artists can use. So there you go. I hope you had fun exploring, and take the time to explore a little bit on your own too. So that is it, and we will talk again next week about what you found while you were exploring.